To all friends, Ya Ali Madad, Ya Ali Madad Sultanuddin Sahib, we welcome you on our platform.
Ya Ali Madad Naveen Sahib, Ya Ali Madad to everyone.
Wala Ali Madad.
Shall we start?
Ji, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. حق نور مولانا شاكريم الحسيني هذا الإمام توفيق طاقت همت ياري توفيق طاقت همت ياري يا إمام الزمان يا مولانا أنت قوتي وأنت الصندي وعليك اتكالي يا حاضر يا موجود يا شاكريم الحسيني أنت الإمام الحق المبين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. To the presence of all friends online, Ya Ali Madad, and we'd love to welcome back Naveen Saiba. I hope you had a good vacation. We missed you. So here we have question number 36 and 37 with your prayers, inshallah, and with the mercy of beloved Azimam alayhi salam. We're going to start this question number 36. It's talking about the conditions and manners of ibadat. How should one do ibadat in zikr so that one can be successful? I think we have touched base on this one quite a few times, and also on the other platform, Buzurgwar Dr. Aqil Muhammad Zaid Sahib and ALWAAZ Rasha Saiba are teaching the book of divine remembrance. That whole course is about zikr, how we do zikr. But here, just in a short, we're going to see, go through the answers and see what is there for us. And this has been pointed out under A, B, C, D in the book, so I put it that way. So there should be some coherence. If you go back to the book, it will be easy to understand. At first, it starts with a true love. True love. What is that? How would you define the true love? You got to ask yourself, how would you define a true love? If we go back to the Quran Sharif, in the Quran Sharif, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala talks about that everything is created in pairs. Everything is created in pairs. So must be the love too. That's what we have, true love. And what's the other one? One is true love, what's the other one? False love, or it's called in Farsi or Urdu literature, or even in Arabic, ishqi majazi. So true love is ishqi haqiqi, and the other one is ishqi majazi, like majazan. Just it's not a true love. We supposedly it's love, but it is important. Why is it important? Everything has been created in pairs. There must be some reason for this, wisdom in it. So we got to look at it that way. So if there were no ishq majazi, let's put it this way, there wouldn't be any ishq haqiqi. How was that possible? That very ishq majazi is there so that, especially with the human beings, all humankind have these things, so that when somebody becomes mature in the realm of spiritual and intellectual science, they come up with this understanding that there is another love, true love. And how that true love is going to get born. The more down the road, we come to this realization that this ishq majazi with everything is ishq majazi. If the farman bardari, the obedience of the Imam of time, is absent from our ethics of life, then everything becomes ishq majazi. Our belongings, life, children, assets, everything, because we are so dedicated to that and we give it a lot of time. And time is the most precious part of our life that we are living at 90 years, 100 years or so. And with the help of the wisdom, in the light of the obedience of the Imam of the time, now we come to understanding that, oh, we got to control this. We got to suppress this. The more we suppress this desire, the ishq majazi thing, then the ishq aqiqi gets born. That's how it works. The more we fail to get away from the ishq majazi, there's no way we will be strong in ishq aqiqi. And how do we do that? Do we just ditch the ishq majazi? We don't need it at all. Just ditch it and go just about this? No, that's not how it works. How do we turn this ishq majazi into ishq aqiqi? Every single thing we love or have some kind of desire to is materially related. But if we may give it a color of faith, whether it's love for our children, for our belongings, for our asset, anything, so we do that because the fallout benefits of that would be we have something for the ishq aqiqi. So we'll bring up our children in the light of the faith. We love them, so they will come up as a faithful person and serve the creation of Allah. So that way, that ishq majazi thing turns into ibadat, prayer. So based on this pattern, all those other things, and then comes this vile instincts, if you will, nafsi ammarat thing. This thing needs to be suppressed. The more it gets suppressed, the stronger the true love. Otherwise, there's no way we could have that true love. Without the true love, religion is so difficult. It's not easy at all. It becomes a burden. And if we remember that the saying of our imams, Imam says that either it's Imam Zainul Abidin or Imam Jafar Sadiq or Imam Baqir, ad-dinu illa al-hub, is the religion anything but love? That means religion is nothing but love. That's what we have. The first pillar of our smiley face is based on love, walayat, if you will. If that love is there, and based on that love, when that love, that friendship is established with the beloved, when you have the best friend in your heart, the best friend in your heart, and that friend is wa kulla shay'in ahsaynahu fi imamin mubin, the bearer of the light, universal intellect, universal soul. So what's missing from there? Nothing. That's the source due to which all the 99 attributive names of Allah gets activated. So if that friendship gets established, that 99 attributive names of Allah gets activated slowly, but all at the same time. It's not that one time the Lord Rabbul Alameen would come with work, and then next time with the Khaliq would come, and Rahim, Rahman, Kareem, As-Salam, all that. No, not separate. No, it's all come at the same time, work on the moment's soul, and moment's soul turns into Sibghat Allah, if you will, color of Allah. And when it comes to that color of Allah, ask in the Quran Sharif, Sibghat Allah, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنَ سِبْغَةً مِنَ اللَّهِ. And who is better when it comes to color of Allah? Now we're talking about the color of Allah. What are you talking about? What kind of color? That all 99 attributive names, if you will, beyond that, all that gets started working on the soul and intellect of that moment because of that friendship. That's the condition. Now this moment is helpless. We know nothing. We don't know anything. We're very weak when it comes to knowledge of faith or other spiritual understanding, all that. Once this friendship gets established and he's the best friend, he knows how to look after us. But the condition is this: Hasbunallah. What we make the strongest statement, we need to understand that Hasbunallah, the Allah suffices to be our wakil, best lawyer, best mawla, and the best helper. If we make that claim, that statement, but if we understand that and rely on that, no doubts, no questions, no clouds. We say that all the time, but if we rely on that, and that best friend makes sure that we get what we need, and that way our soul and intellect, day by day, 24/7, doesn't matter what we are doing, 24/7 gets color of Allah. And that's how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made in this hadith, takhallaqu bi akhlaqillah, create those attributes of Allah in you, and that's related to the soul and our intellect, and that's the command from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This way, all those attributes, divine attributes. Why? Isn't that a big statement? Well, in the hadith it says that I am the secret of the human being, and a human being is my secret. Al-insanu sirri wa ana sirruhu. That means, what do we imagine when you say Allah, Allah, Allah? What do we imagine? Where do we imagine? Where is that? Nothing can be in the form of mujarrad, abstract, by itself. If that's something so sublime, based on that sublime status of that existence, reality, it needs that kind of sublime, subtle body. But there must be a body. That's what وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. Okay, that true love. The name is true love. Simple to say, true love, ishq haqiqi. But the whole things, everything comes under that. Recognition, obedience, taqwa, everything you name about the faith, everything comes under that true love. It's an umbrella. Sibghat Allah, color of Allah, all those attributive names of Allah, all start working on them. When that friendship gets established, and continuous blessings, continuous khanabadan, not in the words, because Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala makes sure from divine command all the time that that will happen. The soul and intellect of that moment becomes colorful day by day, colorful. So that's a few words about that true love. And we need to understand the ishq majazi so that we understand the ishq haqiqi. But this comes in this meaning comes in layers. This is very important in the spirituality. Very, very important. I can't stress more than that. I think we are familiar with this hadith. It's also in the book of Wajidin. And we have heard the translation a few times, more than a few times actually, that Allah has founded his religion based on the example of the creation, so that from the creation we get the reasoning, the logic of his religion, and from his religion the logic or reason for his oneness, wahdat. Inna Allah asasa dinahu ala misal khalqihi liyustadala bi khalqihi ala dinihi wa bidinihi ala wahdaniyatihi. If that's the case, based on the creation, he has put the principles of his religion based on the creation. In the creation, we have this ishq majazi, marriage, all this. So if that's the case, based on this hadith, we should have some kind of relationship in the spirituality too. We have this beloved, and we claim that I love you, I love you. Then Imam al-Sam says, prove that. What's the proof you love me? You got to give up all on those big bad habits. You got to give up your sleep. You got to do this. It becomes it's so difficult. It's so easy to say I love you, but it's so difficult to find yourself within this ethics of that true love. It's becomes so difficult. But the point is, it's not impossible. What makes it possible? It's not us that makes it possible. when his mercy starts gets activated in every murid based on their capacity, that element becomes a prevailing element in us. Clear conscience, if you will, in your heart, in our heart. That's furqan. Some kind of prevailing element takes over our heart. That's the headquarter. Once the headquarters under control, slowly things become easier. This love becomes easier. For billions of people, this doesn't exist. Billions of people don't understand this. Only those that practice the Baitul Khiyal. It's not just 1 hour Baitul Khiyal. That Baitul Khiyal becomes so clear that it doesn't matter what we do, that Baitul Khiyal goes with us. That's how Allama Sahib Buzwar says, خيال طائر برقيه أي نسير الدين. خيال طائر برقيه أي نسير الدين. अजीब अतिये रहमान है ये ख्याल नहीं. Our world of khayal could be similar or close to that of Sheikh Chili, if you will, but that of a perfect man who becomes so mature and developed in that true love, their khayal is totally different. It's ajib atiye rahman hai. So he says khayal tayir barqi hai ay nasiruddin, that with this power of khayal is such that like tayir barqi is a with the power of electricity is a bird, tayir. He says ajib atiye rahman hai khayal nahi. So it's not that kind of khayal as a general a lay person has, a Sheikh Chili had. No, not like that. It's ajib atiye rahman hai. Ajib is something cannot explain. It's bewildering. So that person gets up to there, that Mu'min Salih becomes Arif, Insani Kamil, perfect man. Even after intellectually born to that love, it's just a world, it's alami aql, it's a universe of intellect. Now this gives ajib gharib, that this insani kamil, that is just intellectually is born, now has all his life to analyze this result of the true love, which came as a hidden treasure, which came as a bewilderment, a world of bewilderment. Ajib alam khiyal. So if we notice this kind of principal things here, and when we talk about the faith, Allama Sabazwar says ajib alam khiyal. Fir Nasir Khusraw says, if we think that we understand that, no, our intellect is helpless in that case. Khirat ze adraku hayran bimanda. Khirat aql, our aql to understand that is helpless. Hayran. That, look at that. Hayran, ajib, the same principle. We find that when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam went to that Koh-i-Tur to see the divine light, did he see it? Well, a prophet of that status would not pray such, which is not logical, which is not acceptable in the presence of the Lord. So what he prayed, it was acceptable in the presence of the Lord. Nothing is impossible in his power. So in that case, when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was getting intellectually burned, and that's what happened, in the Quran you'll find, oh, he became unconscious. No. That hayran, ajib, that thing makes you sort of, wow, bewildered. Now the time comes that even that intellect that has been developed to that maturity and is helpless and says, Rabbana, atmim lana nurana, waghfir lana, innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. So that intellect becomes helpless and prays to the Lord, Atmim lana nurana, please complete our light. So much. That's the result of when it comes to this Sirat al-Mustaqim. Aql, intellect itself fails if it doesn't have the support of the love. This love thing, when it takes over, it travels so fast, and the enormous distances get covered. So that love is very important. The result of that true love at the end of the day is some kind of nur, some kind of substance that our peers who judge this, we can't describe it. We can't describe it. That's the result of the true love. So we try to take on some kind of a short journey about this true love, but the basis starts from this suppressing the ishq majazi. So if there wouldn't be any ishq majazi, there will not be any ishq haqiqi. Let's take it this way. So we do not curse the ishq majazi. We do not curse the carnal soul. There's a big wisdom in this. That's the reason that we could go beyond even the archangels. The wisdom in this corner soul. The same principle applies when people say, oh, a lot of deception in this world, in this world of wakefulness. We say that there's four worlds. Alami bedari, alami khayal, alami khab, alami ruhaniyat. And those three other words is nice, but the gateway is the world of wakefulness. If we curse this, we feel this, that we sacrifice the whole three other worlds. The battlefield, the front line, is the world of wakefulness. Alami bedari. Once this gets pious, then you're going to have nice dreams. The world of sleep, alami khiyal, you're going to have some nice observations. Mushahidat. Now, when mushahidat starts in the world of our imagination, alam khayal, in the beginning, it's low level mushahidat. Even if it goes higher and higher, it gets profound after we're born in the world of spirituality. So mushahidat could start in the world of imagination, but the chances, the possibility of falling back is a lot. And people can have mushahidat, observations in spirituality, and fall back. This one is very important. I'm going to spend some time because this question keeps coming. Today we give it another aspect to it. Why is that? Let me connect this to another. This verse of the Quran. Maybe a lot of us have memorized this verse. Alam taraw. So we don't go about analyzing the whole verse. It's going to take another hour. We just here say alam taraw. This Quran is Sharif. First and foremost is asking Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't you see? Then after that, whoever reads the Quran Sharif, this verse of the Quran addressing that person, don't you see that all the heavens and earth have been subjugated to you? But when you ask ourselves, do we see it? No, we don't. Good that we know we don't see it. So there's a problem. Here Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala asks us, don't you see some kind of objection here? There's a problem. When there's a problem, it's good for us. We don't know something. Then another verse of the Quran says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the Ahl Zikr if you don't know. And we know who is the Ahl Zikr. How do we ask? As Imam alayhi salam, we don't know this thing. There's a proper protocol. Either do a lot of zikr, then in spirituality we'll get the answer. Or rely on what our peers and great dais have passed us on. Explain this verse of the Quran. When it comes to that, like Pir Nasr al-Khusraw said, that he observed and said our intellect is helpless. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, wow, he experienced that bewilderment. Allah said also, Ajib atiyay Rahman hai khayal nahi. So it's not that world of imagination of a lay person anymore. It's Ajib atiyay Rahman hai. Such a magnanimous mercy, generosity, bakhshish of Hazrat Lord of the Compassionate. So for them, they can see that, then they say, wow. So for us, we don't see. Why? Because they had stepped, They were born spiritually. They went through mutu qabla an tamutu. So from the world of wakefulness, world of imagination, world of spirituality, they stepped in there. They were a newborn. When they're newborn in the world of spirituality, alami ruhaniyat, they're still not mature and developed. So they've experienced that miraj ruh, but there's still a long way to go to become mature and developed to that extent that you would be able to born intellectually. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. But the good thing, after this mutu qabla an tamutu experience, the zikr becomes automatic. Allah subhanahu explains in the light of the Quran Sharif, وَأَلْزَمَهُمْ كَلِمَةُ التَّقْوَى. This kalima taqwa is some kind of special word for that soul. That alzamahum, it gets attached to the soul of that, to the heart of that soul. It's not unlike the physical attachment. No, it's like inside out, some kind of automatic, like heartbeat. Heartbeat, you can't stop heartbeat. The same, the zikr becomes. So now, after the Miraj Ruh, yeah, that soul, the possibility of falling back is not there anymore. But if somebody is having some kind of observations, as a world of wakefulness has become pious, world of sleep, nice luminous dreams, world of imagination, nice observations, attachment, strong love, but the possibility of falling back is there. Even Iblis had some kind of experience of the fire, of the light or something. He was claiming he was born from the fire. So the possibility is there to get rid of that possibility of falling back. Because if we earn about 5 stars in the world of wakefulness, then we step in the world of imagination, some stars, and some 5 stars. Each word we gain some 5 stars, 5 stars. Now it's time to step in the world of spirituality. If that doesn't happen, something happens, all 15 stars, just for the sake of understanding, will vanish. We might even go negative stars. Now, the mercy of Hazrat Imam ﷺ is needed the most at this stage to go just experience that mutu qabla an tamutu and step in there. Once it's step in the world of spirituality, now that barrier, the veil between that soul and the beloved Hazrat Imam is removed. Direct contact gets established. By still now the mushahidat, observations, become profound, so profound. So Ainul Yaqeen is activated, so that zikr becomes automatic. Chances of falling back is not there. From the eyes of that servant of Allah at that time, those things that he or she used to do now becomes a big sin. Oh, he sees that because now there's a different level of nur is activated. You can see things. It still needs a long time to develop more. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam said, "Lan yalija malakuto samawat." There's no way anybody could enter. When it says there is no way anybody could enter, anybody means they are already physically born, like all of us. That's why it says anybody. So when you're born physically, we already consider somebody anybody. So lan yalija malakuto samawat, nobody can enter. That means all of us are born physically, so nobody can enter malakuto samawat, kingdom of the heavens. Lan yalija malakuto samawat man lam yulad maratain, until they're born 2 more times. 2 times. Maratain, 2 more times. Spiritually, go through mutu qabla an tamutu, then a long way to go. That sublime status where Hazrat Musa alayhi salam experienced that, so in the language of Quran Sharif, unconsciousness. It wasn't unconsciousness. No, it was bewilderment. Pir Nasr experienced that. Every peer experiences that. All the prophets experienced that. And that's there for everybody. That's the possibility. This is the power of ilmul yaqeen. It has so much light that we can now this problem. Alam tarau. Ask yourself, do you see? No, we saw that we did not see. We saw that our problem that we cannot see. That's the beauty, that we can see that we cannot see. And we can work on it. Because what? We are stuck in the world of wakefulness. Those who can see, they've stepped in the world of spirituality. So we have a long way to go. But the world of wakefulness is the gateway. Here's the battle. This gets controlled. The true love gets strong. The true love, when it gets strong, that means some kind of light is activated in that person, in the personal world of that person, that burns the bad habits, the arrogance, that all that gets slowly burned. The more all those negative bad habits, anything that is considered unethical, all those things gets burned in from fuel of that. The true love is getting stronger. That furqan, that nur, gets stronger and stronger. And this not necessarily through regular practice of Baitul Khayal. Allama Sabuzwar says that some blessed soul experienced those lights through continuous reading of Wajidin. That soul was in love with this book of Wajidin, that was keep reading it to the point that this book of Wajidin, from that those reading, he experienced all those lights. First light you're talking about, the spirituality. That's a possibility. Nothing is impossible in his power. And I've come across another soul that who was in love with these books of Allama Sahib. One time he mentioned that very tired, would come from work, but he's so much in love that he wouldn't go to sleep, just start reading that zikr, divine remembrance. Read, and it would get to the point that the words from the book, would jump out and talk to him. What kind of level of love is that? See what's happening here? These words in the books of our the Qasidas, Ginans, and all these books have been written based on truth, with that support of that divine light. So when they pick up the pen, they write in the light, with that light. They write those things with that light. That means that's a reflection of Haqqul Yaqeen and Ainul Yaqeen in the form of Ilmul Yaqeen. Now what happens with us? We keep reading, we don't understand because we're not there yet. Once we get to a level, what happens? Because all these words have designated angels, souls, particles of the souls. Once that gets activated, they lift our understanding up as a hikmat baligha. Because all these wisdoms are inactive for us. When this slowly, with his mercy, slowly gets activated, when we read these books, it takes us, those words take our understanding straight to the source. That way gets established the blessing, the happiness, the understanding, all those get established. That way the universal intellect transcends every single particle thing, every single intellect. And the blessed are those intellects that understand this the protocol, how things work, and all with his mercy. Universal intellect is not in some other places. That's the best friend. That's the one reason, my beloved spiritual children. So sometimes we still feel we don't know much. It's a lot, 150 books and 200 books, 500 books on where to go, where to start. Bewildered. Mawla, it's not for us. I'm weak. No, that's lack of knowledge. Get the principles. Let just that principles work inside slowly. Allow that best friend that we're claiming he's our best wakil, best mawla, best helper. Let that work. Let that work. Then the rest are just details. We can't remember all these details. When the principles come in, the details follow by itself. They are the fallout benefits of the principles. We need to learn these principles. So now, if we don't see, we know why we cannot see because we're stuck in the world of wakefulness. We need to go beyond that and make this pious. All this constant zikr, true love, all this piety. When the world of wakefulness becomes so pious, you'll have good dreams. Gain some stars in the world of sleep and imagination, and continue with that. Now the need of ilmul yaqeen is more than ever, because that tells us there's more still out there. So we shouldn't get distracted with all this observation or some kind of anal haq, I'm the truth. No. Because a lot of souls get stuck there before entering the world of spirituality. They get stuck here. The possibility of falling back is a lot when we get stuck there. So His mercy and the power and understanding of ilm al-yaqeen is more than ever will be needed when we think, oh, we are now observing these things, experiencing these things. Now His mercy is needed more than ever to do the hand holding. Otherwise, we might get stuck there for some time and fall back. When the higher we go, the worse the fall back. And getting back again sometimes is not easy. That's this understanding is very important for this when it comes to zikr and all that. It was needed. If we want to get out of this world of imagination the way we have, we need to at least we can see why we cannot see, then work on that, inshallah. So today, unfortunately, I have to leave in 8 minutes. I'm going to see how far do we get there. So we're still talking about that true love. If you understand that true love, all the other details follow, just as fallout benefits of that true love. That true love is something that we say, Mawla Papa, I love you, but Mawla Papa says, prove it. When it comes to proving, and the best thing that Mawla Papa loves is a beautiful intellect. Beautiful intellect. Because it's a love relationship. When we read the hadith, that's everything in spirituality based on the physical and the material side. In the material side, we get married. We have this attraction with all that. So don't be mistaken. If that's the case, this hadith holds true. Then in spirituality, there must be this kind of love, attraction, some kind of experiences that people cannot talk. It's just, but we need to be strong. Otherwise, some people observe some things, they step back. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's something strange. There you go. Something strange. They step back, leave the practice of Batul Khiyal. No, those experiences are there too. Similar based on the material world. All this love story thing. Even in the Ginans, I'm sure our peers have indicated when it comes to marriage, beloved, love is all beautiful things. If we read the Surah Rahman, the chapter of Surah Rahman in the Quran Sharif is named Arusul Quran, bride of the Quran. That all is the result of this true love. And there's a lot of high secrets there. So what we need, the power of ilm al-yaqeen, that these things are normal in spirituality, these experiences. And we need to go past those stages. It's enjoyable, it's sibghatullah, color of Allah, attractive, absorbing, lovely, but that's not the destination. That's not the destination. A lot of souls get stuck in those stages. They keep enjoying that stage. At points they claim, "Ana al-haq," I'm the truth, I'm Allah. All right, goodwill. When this true love kicks in, goodwill, khair khahi. This khair khahi is based how intelligent we are, how educated we are intellectually in the language of faith. If we are intellectually, faithfully educated, our khair khahi, goodwill, is for the whole universe. Our beloved Hazrat Ali alayhi salam said, وَتَحْسَبُ أَنَّكَ جِرْمٌ صَغِيرٌ. You think you are a small body? وَفِي كَنْ تَوَى الْعَالَمُ الْأَكْبَرُ. The macrocosm, the universe is hidden in you. It's thirsty. We are entrusted with the whole universe. We have a beautiful Yusuf of the time in the depth of our heart is covered in the gatekeeper is shaitan, nafsi amara, is preventing us from reaching that beautiful Yusuf of the time. Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam was famous for his beauty. Each one of us is entrusted with that beautiful Yusuf of the time. Based on that relationship, beloved Azman says, my beloved spiritual children. His beauty is a hidden treasure. It's in the depth of the well of our heart, covered. The corner soul will not allow us to get close. So serious. We have to leave this world, leave this body. And are we not going to be asked? Did we invest some time and knowledge? Did we try to understand this? What's this true love about? What did we do with that beautiful Yusuf that we were entrusted in potentially in our depth of our heart? What did we do? Those who did not value the Yusuf, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, based on that movie or his story that we read, when they did not value, took Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam from the depth of the well, took him out, auctioned, sold Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam. Worse than that would be for us, beloved spiritual children, with all this understanding of today's knowledge. If something, God forbid, happens that we happen to sell that beautiful Yusuf of the time against the desires of the world, it's very serious, so serious. We don't see it right now, we may not feel it right now, but once we leave this world, where we find ourselves, what was the possibility we did not try? With all this knowledge, abundance of knowledge, why we have the Kareem, Rahim, our beloved other mom's name happened to be Kareem, the generous, that we all do this, Shahi Kareem al-Akram, Shahi Kareem al-Akram. He's the most generous, he has opened all the possibilities. This is the beauty, the power, the blessings of ilm al-yaqeen that are going to teach us what's the possibility for us, what's inside us. Pir Nasr says, Ganji Nihani talab az dilu az janakhesh. Ganji Nihani, that hidden treasure that Allah says, I'm the hidden treasure. Pir Nasr says, Ganji Nihani talab. Talab, demand that Ganji Nihani as dilu az janakhesh, from your dil, heart, and from your jan, soul. So that you will not end up as a beggar, nothing in your hand, empty-handed, at the door of your shop. That hidden treasure was inside your shop. You did not try to go and find it, you went instead outside, you wasted the whole time. This is the lessons of Ali Himmati. Being a smiley, courage in the faith, all that. Inshallah. Unfortunately, I have to leave right now in 1 minute. I'm sorry today that I have to leave for some unforeseen thing that happened. I have to leave, but we would love to welcome Naveen Saiba with buckets of hot wisdom, if you will. We love this term these days, Naveen Saiba. We say hot wisdom, hot wisdom. You missed some of those on the last session. But if you may accept these buckets of hot wisdom for today as a welcome back, who missed you, we can't afford to miss you anymore. If you leave for a vacation, please take us along, at least in the spirit in the future. With all that, I'm sorry we couldn't complete this. Things got, I think, hot wisdom here. So, Mubarak, if something good for you, if anything shortcoming, you may forgive me. Yali madad yali.
Amin, Amin, Yali Madad, Yali Madad. Wonderful session, wonderful, explanation of this beautiful topic. Inshallah, friends, if you have any questions, you can post it for Nachis, and then we can go ahead and forward it to Sultanuddin Sahib, and we can cover those questions in the next session. So thank you so much, Sultanuddin Sahib, to give us time and this beautiful session. Inshallah, we will see you again very soon with question number 37 and any question if it comes for question 36.
Inshallah, with His mercy and also the beautiful prayers of your souls, they really work. They really work.
Ameen.
Thank
Ya
you,
Ali
Ya Ali.
Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad, friends, if you have any questions, you can post it on the chat. Nachis will leave it for a couple more minutes. And if not, then you can send me direct message and we can convey the questions to Sultanuddin Sahib. Thank you, friends. Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Nevin Saiba, next time you go on holiday, it has been told you have to take us with you.
Ameen, you're always in my heart.
I mean,
Ya Ali Madad, friends. Ya Ali Madad.
See you a lot, Navy.